friend?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, you just got back from Hawaii. I'm sure that was an amazing trip.
I just got back from Hawaii. My great niece, my great niece went. We went to Kauai, and we had a great time. I body surfed and well, they went snorkeling. I was in the boat with them, but but we went. It was really cool. So we saw spinner dolphins, and I don't, I can snorkel, but I just rather get in the ocean. You know, I open my eyes in the salt water. It doesn't bother them. And it was really cool to see all the fish and have them come up and, all that stuff. Um, I scuba dive, but I don't go deep. I only go about 20 feet, but I didn't get a chance to do it on this trip. But it was just fun being in the ocean, and went to a luau. Thanks to my friend Jade, Wai Ali, and she got us, to the luau at the Sheraton. It's really incredible in Poipu. And then, she got us places on this catamaran boat to go halfway around the island and and snorkel. And it was really neat. So we did a lot.
It's probably a good rest and recharge trip since you've been so busy traveling everywhere and you got a busy fall coming up.
Yeah, I've got a really busy fall. I've got Peru leaving September 16th, which I've got one opening for if anybody's interested. Iceland is sold out. I got my number of people I needed. That is October the 1st. Then, in the middle part of October, I've got a trip on the Rhone River in France. I got a free trip because of the amount of trips I sold. Wow. And then in November, beginning of November, is Benicia with Linda Grindle. And then I can't even think of what's after that.
We're going to be getting together in a few weeks, but we'll chat about that later. So you got a lot of traveling.
There you go. A lot going on. Let's see. Give me 1 second here. I'm just looking in the it never fails. Somebody texts me as soon as I start with a YouTube show. Somebody texts me, and it never fails.
Plugging in your hearing aid. Nancy says Kevin has his good aura pendant and Mel has his sunburn.
Well, I was really red one day, but it was an SPF of 50. And I know my skin and I know how long I can be out in the Hawaiian sun. And most people make a big mistake because they want to get as much sun as they can a couple of days, and they end up getting really badly sunburned. And I don't do that. So
yeah. You don't look too red.
Well, I'll show you a picture if I can find it. Let me see. I'm looking.
Well, Mel looks for that. Mel and I will be reading on political and current event questions. You can post them in the chat, all caps. We'll get to as many as possible. Mel does have to leave a little bit early, so it'll be about a 50-minute show
today. This will be the day after being in the ocean.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, but it and that was with sunscreen, but it faded, which I knew it would, but anything more than that would have been major sunburn. And here was me like the next day. See, it faded.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway. So, okay, that's my story.
All right. So I'm going to do my best to keep up with the chat and the questions coming in. Is there anything that you wanted to read on before we get to questions, Mel? Or are you fine with getting into questions?
No, but Gigi Joyce said that I'm pronouncing Benicia like a local. I always thought it was Benicia, but it's pronounced Benicia. Somebody told me how to pronounce it. So thank you, G Joy. Thank you.
Yeah.
So anyway.
All right. Shall we get started?
All right. Shall we get started?
Yeah, let's do it. All right. So Carla says, hello, Mel and Kevin. Was the Big Balls incident that gave Trump an excuse to take over DC staged, and will we find out what will happen? I'm assuming by Big Balls incident, and I'm not exactly sure. I'm assuming that was the Doge employee that got supposedly beaten up. I do feel like it was gravely exaggerated for this reason.
It was all staged, and it's in my opinion, my psychic opinion, it's a power grab. It's another distraction from Trump to detract and distract from the Epstein scandal.
Absolutely. I see it the exact same way.
So does Glenn Kirshner.
Mm.
And now he's saying, okay, it's been 30 days, but he's going to do it for another 30 days, which is illegal, by the way. And now he's talking about doing it in Chicago and other cities that are Democratic. And us Chicagoans are hopping mad about it. And we're like, okay, bring it on, Donald, because you can't say that it's because of high crime rates.
Well, and you can't intimidate us to stand down, you know?
Right, exactly. The thing is, he's not doing it in the Republican cities. You know, I also think it's a litmus test for him to try some crap with martial law. But
we've been saying that since he got in. We both felt him
trying to he was going to try something. So did you. And it's going to blow up in his face. So there you go.
Yeah, I always felt like he pushes it too far with the military and everything. I see him doing something so horrible that even the Republicans are going to call him out for it, which we haven't seen a whole lot of since he's been in there. But
it's going to get worse.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Our democracy, he thinks, is waving bye-bye. But you know, if we stand by and let it happen, then it's our own fault.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is with it too, I've been saying August and September are going to be huge months, and huge months where people really step into their power and into this resistant movement. We're going to see the protests get massive, even more so than what they were a month ago. It's just going to continue to grow because people have had enough. They've had enough of their rights being taken away or suppressed.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. There's one I just saw I'd like to put up, but that's okay.
Yeah, of course. Gay marriage with Supreme Court. Yeah, that's a good one.
I heard that Kim Davis, that woman in Kentucky who refused to give a marriage license to gay couples, I think there's some organization in the South that's trying to get her to go to the Supreme Court with her case. But her case had nothing to do with gay marriage. It's because she refused to issue marriage licenses. And they did say that if somebody refused to do that, that they had the right, but they would put somebody else in a position that would do it. So, you know, they're going to have to be pretty specific about what they take to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I agree. I do feel, I don't know, it does feel like it's a process. I'm not necessarily feeling it being overturned. If it is, it will be for a short time, but I don't see how they can, for gays that are already married, I don't see how they can void their marriages.
I pulled a 5 of Wands. Well, Nazi Germany, they voided, they took away all the Jewish people's rights. I mean, their civil rights. They voided marriages. They did all of that. So anyway, here's, you know, this means battle.
Yeah, I have 10 of Wands. It's a lot of stress and weight. It's not an easy thing. You got it too. Yep. But I do have a Pentacle stepping in that seems like she's kind of grounding the energy or fighting back. So maybe that's Amy Comey Barrett here.
I pulled a death card. It doesn't mean death of gay marriage. It just means death of what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Or it could even be some changes to it too. And maybe that's why it feels like it's kind of drawn out because it's not actually brought up to them.
Well, if they kick it back to the states, that's not going to work. Once Trump is gone and there's a different court, I see them reinstating Roe v. Wade, and you know, gay marriage will become law. That it's you know that it's not just defined as between a man and a woman. It'll be defined as two consenting adults.
Yeah. So, you know, I was going to say too, I do feel even though the energies for the next couple of months are extremely heavy, I do feel like we're getting some relief here soon, in whatever way that means. If that means he's out, which is what I'm kind of feeling. You know, time frames aren't always the easiest to predict, but I do feel like we can breathe a little bit within the next few months. So I think the energy is going to settle down towards the end of the year.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Would you please look at other world leaders and see what they have planned to deal with 45? Well, that's kind of, I
Well, I
don't know.
think the European Union is already behind the scenes planning on how to deal with the tariffs and the whole Russia-Ukraine thing.
Well, they're
And
trying to rein him in and coach him, but
I do think that they have a plan.
yeah. Well, and I just had the Fool card pop up, the foolish actions, and some people walking away because it's a shit show. The tower, there's an implosion. So I mean, unfortunately, it's going to hurt some of our alliances. It's going to take a while to rebuild that trust with
I
our
pulled the
partners.
sun, so that means that, in my opinion, that's the best card in the deck, that
Yep.
those European Union countries have got numerous strategic plans in place that will put Trump in his place. I guess the bigger question is, this whole Trump Putin meeting, and now they're saying that Ukraine should give territories to Russia. And I don't see that flying. I just don't see that flying at all.
Well, Zelensky's already said that that's not an option.
And they're already starting to give the misinformation, like that the Ukrainians are tired of Zelensky. They want to get rid of him. That's not true. That's misinformation. So, and you said something before the show, if we can touch on it.
Yeah.
We're talking about this whole summit between Putin and Chitolini. And you said something, and I'll let you go ahead with it because I think it's right money.
Well, when I was, I've had Ness on the last couple of months, and she's been talking about astrology, and I've been picking up psychic impressions on the months. And I believe it was June or July, I felt like there was going to be a big fallout between leaders, and it felt like it included Trump and Putin. So I already felt like there was something big with Putin coming up in August. And I threw cards on it earlier this week, and just intuitively, I feel like it's the tower was on the reading. It's gonna be a what show. Do they have a falling out? I think a lot of it, and do we see it though either? Because I think they're supposed to do like behind closed doors, but then they're supposed to both, I think, do like a press conference afterwards, which I think will be really interesting. But yeah, I felt like that partnership, that alliance, it was on its side. So something's big coming up with this.
I'm just thinking if they include Zelensky, which they say they will, I think they'll try to team up on him because they've already got a plan, but it's going to backfire.
Mm-hmm. I don't even think so. I think it's a falling out between Putin and Trump. And Putin has the secrets, so it will be interesting.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how the media covers it.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's going to be big breaking news. There's a fight. I'm telling you, Ace of Wands.
It's a huge fight. Huge.
Heading into different directions with Russia. Knight of Wands. The Empress, which is my Russia card. I get the Fool, the Chariot, and the Death card, 3 major arcana. So it's kind of a new beginning. It could be some foolish action here. There's aggression between the two of them. I'm not saying necessarily that there's a all-out war or like strikes against each other, but this is kind of like a card of escalation and then endings, the Death card here. So it feels very significant, this meeting.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, won't it?
What was that?
I said it will be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah. You know what? I almost felt like Putin trying to embarrass Trump live and Trump getting a little pissed off and standing up to him a little bit. We'll see.
I just wonder with Zelensky. Zelensky's not going to give in. It's not going to happen. And they even showed on a map the territories that Russia should have. Excuse me. Russia invaded Ukraine. Ukraine didn't do anything to Russia. In fact, Ukraine had agreed not to join NATO and everything that Putin wanted, and yet Putin still invaded. So I think, the MAGA should do well to remember that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't make a deal and trust the deal with the devil, can you?
But then you know what's going to happen, because then Trump can, here again, diversion. Oh, look at the deal I made. I ended the war with Ukraine and in Russia. That's what he's going to try.
He just wants that Nobel Peace Prize. He'll never get it.
Never going to happen.
Not going to ever happen.
And if it does happen, there are going to be so many people up in arms about it.
Yeah, I do think that tomorrow that press conference will be pretty interesting. So I guess get your popcorn. It feels like it's going to be a busy news weekend. Is what I'm picking.
It'll be a you know what show, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, gents, can you tell us how President Biden's cancer treatment might be doing? We haven't gotten an update. Hope it's working for him.
What's his cancer? I forgot.
It's prostate cancer. I wrote on him not too long ago, and I did feel like he's definitely struggling, but he's still got that fight with him. He's still pushing through it. I can throw a couple cards for him now to see how he's doing. He's a fighter for sure, though.
He's a fighter. He's not going to give up.
No.
Let's take a look. I'm Googling it. Okay. Ooh. Well, see, the problem with Biden is that I think they found it too late because it's aggressive and they say it's spread to the bone.
Yeah.
But once it gets in the bone, they can kind of slow the progress of it a little bit. But typically, once it's in the bone, the prognosis is probably 16 months.
Yeah.
With that, they can manage it, but it's really painful in the bone. But he's still sharp. He's still very sharp.
Yeah. I got him pushing through. I think I got the same card, 9 of Wands, which is feeling tired. It's definitely testing the spiritual strength, but he's not giving up. I do also get that he's got a lot of money and resources around him to get the best treatment, and he's got a good support system here to help him with it. Now, the solar plexus chakra did come up, which to me sometimes is about like the energy levels, but it also aids digestion. So I'm not sure if it's spread to, I know you said bones, but I don't know even like the abdomen. But there's a lot of healing, loving energy here for him to help support him.
Here's what I just read. It says, while prostate cancer can be highly survivable, and everybody out there, if you're a guy, make sure you get your prostate exam every year. Make sure, everybody should have a full physical every year, an oral exam, because oropharyngeal cancer is off the charts. But here it says, while prostate cancer can be highly survivable when caught early, any cancer can't be when it's caught early. Metastatic prostate cancer, meaning it's spread, particularly when it spreads to the bone, is generally considered incurable but manageable with treatment. And that's what I just said.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, so, pray for Biden. Right. Absolutely, Lucy. The thing is, though, too, I do not feel, even though he's tired, he's not afraid of death, No,
I don't think so.
I don't get that up at all.
I think maybe he's asked for his privacy, but at some point, I think he'll be a leader in speaking out against prostate cancer, that everybody should get tested for it, and about treatment options and things like that. So he's going to help a lot of people by speaking out about it who have been diagnosed.
Well, and I also see him, maybe he's not a huge part of this resistance movement against Trump, but I do see him standing up against Trump and calling him out too. So.
Right, exactly. And that's, he's going to continue to call Trump out and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Trump's going to be like, it's the cancer. He doesn't know what he's talking about, and blah, blah, blah. And it's going to make Trump look bad. Which brings me to my point. Trump better watch his prostate as well.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because I definitely picked up August, September, something going on with his health. So we'll see.
I keep saying, like congestive heart failure.
I feel a stroke.
I keep thinking stroke. Yep,
Mhm.
same thing. So we're both getting the same information.
Yep. Every time I read on Trump's health, the head plays, the third eye comes into place, the heart, and then the sacral chakra. Those three areas, actually, all three Dantian energy centers coming through. Um, but I kept on getting the heart and the head for August health issues, which to me would be a stroke, or a heart attack. And, we see the cognitive decline there, but
Um,
we'll see.
I keep seeing dark clouds around his head area. I've been saying it for a couple of years.
Hmm.
So, but when they said there's venous insufficiency with the swelling in his feet, I'm like,
No, it's a lot
that's
bigger than that.
heart failure. That's what I think.
It's really interesting though, for somebody that won't share his taxes, won't share his medical information. His team was pretty quick to put that out because the Epstein scandal just hit and they wanted to shift the attention away. It's not working anymore. I think we can all see through the BS.
All of this stuff he's doing is to shift the attention, to divert the attention away from the Epstein files, and it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps diverting back to that, and it's driving him crazy.
Okay. All right, Jolene, do you think the Cheeto Nid had Maxwell sent to Texas? That was some. I'm thinking she's asking so that something would happen to her. He could blame Abbott in Texas. It's interesting. I don't think that was the intention behind it. She's got the power cards in that deal. But when I heard about it and I threw cards on it earlier this week, I feel like she may be attacked in prison because it's a low security prison. I'm not feeling death, but I do feel like another prisoner or somebody may attack her.
I got cold chills with that. That's a yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that they're having her sent to Texas so that something bad would happen. No. But I'm telling you, a lot of people are nervous. I can tell you that right now.
Well, it's ridiculous too because she's got work privileges now, and I think the only way that would have happened is if Trump signed off on it. The thing with that though is who's going to hire her?
Well, I think it came directly from the Department of Justice, like ease off on her, make life easy for her.
Yeah, well, like I said, she's got the power, she's got the cards. So
I see that file leaked, and I'm telling you, who else has got information on it is Musk. I'm telling you.
Oh, and I think Putin too. Absolutely. That's why I was saying maybe we get more Epstein stuff because they have a big falling out tomorrow. We'll see. What was I going to say? Do you feel like Maxwell's going to get a pardon?
I feel yes. I could be wrong.
I'm feeling that way too. And at first, when we were talking about pardons, I wasn't so sure. But the more and more we're hearing more about the Epstein stuff, I do get like, yeah, he may try to pardon her. I always felt like he was going to give Diddy a pardon, and I still feel that way. But he's definitely considering giving her one. The thing is if he pardons her, it's going to backfire massively. Can you imagine how his base is going to react?
It's either that or commuting her sentence or something, but I don't know if he can do that. I don't know if he can commute a sentence. I think it has to be a full pardon. Mm-hmm. There's some shenanigans going on, and it's all going to come out.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it playing out.
Maybe Trump can give her a reference to McDonald's. You remember when he was on the campaign trail flipping burgers? And well, actually, I don't even think they let him flip burgers. I think they kept him at the fryers.
Yeah, right. He was throwing paper towels.
Anyway. Okay. Let's see.
Okay.
Maddie asks, when will the occupation of U.S. cities by federal forces come to an end? I'm really not sure of the time, but I do feel like it's getting worse before it gets better. September, October is the first thing that kind of came to my mind.
I see the number 4, so it could be like 4 days, 4 weeks, 4 months. But, he's going to be, some of the things he's doing with, having the National Guard try to take over cities and stuff like that. Here again, at the risk of being redundant, my my psychic prediction is it's a litmus test to see if he can get by with martial law before the midterms. The other part of it is, but he's going to find out that's going to blow up in his face. And I'm also intuiting that some of the stuff he's doing with taking over the cities illegally, by the way, is also going to be put into articles of impeachment.
Yeah, I could totally see it. Like I said, too, I feel like he does something, a huge abuse of power, and I actually feel like even Republicans can't defend it.
That's what I think.
Have the military attack or ICE agents attack U.S. citizens for protesting.
Well, if he's trying to use them to arrest people like the National Guard, they don't. That's not their job. I don't think they have that authority. But I do think that what he's going to do is start using National Guard against people who are protesting in a sense of saying they're breaking the law, but yet they're within their constitutional rights, because if they have permits to protest, then there's nothing he can say.
You're right. Yeah. Well, we know that he steps all over the Constitution, so.
Oh, he runs shot over it all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
To him, it doesn't mean anything. He thinks he's impervious, but guess what? He's not.
Yeah, well, like I said, too, we've been saying that since he's been in, I think, early this year. Many see Congress seats turning blue before midterms. With so many famous people passing recently, could this be the reason for change in the seats? I'm not necessarily seeing Congress turning blue before the midterms, but I do feel the Democrats may gain a few seats if, a few Republicans pass away or end up leaving.
I'm feeling the Democrats are going to take back over the House and the Congress at midterms, but what Trump is doing stuff to try to stop it. But he won't succeed, because I pulled the 5 of Pentacles on that.
Yeah, being left out in the cold, abandoned.
Exactly. But that wouldn't be the Democrats. That would be the MAGAs, and that would be Trump that looked just left out in the cold and abandoned.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I don't see this whole let's gerrymander Texas and red states to gain House seats being successful. I actually feel it backfiring. I don't think that the maps are going to, I think that there's going to be such high turnout and opposition to the Republicans that these districts that they drew to give the Republicans an edge, I actually see Democrats way overperforming. And we're going to see blue states redistrict their map. And we saw that with Gavin Newsom, who I think is really meeting the moment right now, and giving that fire right back to Trump. So,
Newsom is going to be a huge nemesis to Trump. And I keep seeing Newsom running for president and winning.
I don't know about winning, but I agree with you. I see him running and being a front runner.
I got a feeling if he runs, he'll win.
Becky, good to see you.
And Texas is redistricting or trying to, and now Newsom is saying, well, if Texas can do it, California will do it.
Yeah, I think he said today that they were going to go ahead with it.
And it's a whole can of worms. It's a whole can of worms because there's a lot of big population centers in Democratic states, and if they redistrict, and that swings the election to the Dems, then the MAGAs are going to say, you cheated. Trump's going to say, you cheated. Look what you did. Oh, but your buddy Abbott in Texas can do it, Don, and you didn't say a word about it? Come on.
Right. Yep. And other states will do it too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like I said, it's not going to work. And there's going to be so many people. Why do you think that he's asking them to add more Republican seats? Because he sees the writing on the wall, and that his policies are really unpopular and people are not happy with him and the Republicans.
Rather than change the policies, he's just going to try to cheat.
No, of course. That's what he does.
Right. Because he always wants to win.
You know what I thought was interesting? Gavin Newsom was giving a press conference about them. I think the way that they have to do it in California to change the maps is they have to have an election and the people have to vote on it, which I see passing so that they can change the maps. But interesting, I think during his press conference, a bunch of ICE agents showed up outside. So Trump was sending them there to to try to intimidate and try to show some kind of force.
Exactly, but it didn't work.
It didn't work, no.
Which is,
But we're going to see more and more of that,
But you just hit on something, and here again, that's another example of abuse of power by Trump, and that's gonna come back to bite him big time.
Absolutely.
Hi, Becky Gilberto. My cheesecake lady. When I was 6, she sent me so much cheesecake because I could eat that. Believe it or not, I could eat cheesecake. I could eat macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, and some meat, but no fiber, which is very limiting. So Becky sent me cheesecake, and Becky, it was good.
Becky's amazing. She's a sweetheart. A lot of people in the chat were asking, is Trump going to give Putin Alaska? It's no, I don't see that at all.
Here.
What do you? Right. Is that your BS bell? Yeah.
That's my miniature BS bell.
What do you see around the devaluation of the U.S. dollar?
It's already devalued. It's costing more money to buy euros. Let me just check the rate, because a year ago, when I went to Europe, it was $1.07 American for €1. Let's take a look. Dollar to euro.
Well, just throwing a couple of cards on it while you look at that. We all know what Trump's doing to the economy, to the dollar. King of Pentacles, my Trump card, and the Five of Pentacles. There's loss there, and kind of having to do a bit of a reset, taking a step back. But I do see group work coming together to increase the value of the dollar after he's gone. But I do see it dropping while he's in there.
I'm checking. Hold on. Now, mind you, I was there a year ago. No, not even. I was there in October, and it was $1.07 American to €1. Okay, so the dollar has lost value because right now it's $1.17 American for €1. When I was in Europe 4 years ago, it was $1.20 American for €1. No, 6 years ago. So that means the dollar is decreasing in value.
Yeah. Yeah, I see the dollar rebounding when Trump's gone.
So $1, it was almost 1-to-1. So $1 is 86 cents euro. When I was in Croatia 2 years ago, it was almost even. So the dollar is losing value. And it's going to lose value more because I feel like the economy is going to go into a recession and close to depression with Cittadini in office. Let me check one other thing too. Hold on a minute. I'm checking Canadian dollar to American dollar. Let me see. Canadian dollar. I'm just curious about. Wait, I did this wrong. Canadian dollar to US dollar would be. Hold on a second. Wow. So let me take a look. Okay. Well, the Canadian dollar is losing value too. It was $1. It was $1 American dollar to $1.25 Canadian. Now $1 American dollar is $1.38 Canadian. So anyway. But
Gloria says, "Can you please tell us the meaning of ringing the bell? I want to learn." That's Mel's BS bell. He rings it when we talk about Trump and BS is going on. But I love using bells to clear energy too. You can use it to
when there's BS going on, I ring my BS bell, and this is my miniature one. But the big daddy is right here.
There you go. Yeah, you got a big one.
Daddy BS bell. That's the one.
A rooster on the top of it?
I'm sorry?
Does it have a rooster on the top of it?
Yeah. One of my clients, I wanted to find a parking meter to put on my desk. I would always say that tops the list of my BS meter. It was my friend Beverly Kirby. She's very psychic. It was her favorite saying, and I kind of borrowed it. And so I couldn't find a parking meter. One of my clients said, you should just call it a BS bell, and I've got a bell I'll bring you. So Dimitra brought me this bell. So it's been my BS bell ever since.
I love it. I love it. Ooh, Barbie says, how petty will the South Park creators get?
Very,
I feel like it gets a lot worse. I sent you that clip. Did you see the video I sent you of the first one with them trolling Trump and him getting into bed with Satan and all of that? It was hilarious.
I love South Park. I mean, and Trump is going to try to go after them, but it's not going to work.
And they just hit Kristi Noem.
Oh, they're going to hit all of them. Wait till they go
Killer Ice Barbie. Yeah, she put out a statement. She wasn't very happy, but tough.
Well, I heard about that, but wait. Oh, they're going to keep going after her, and wait till they go after Bondi and Cash Patel.
Yeah, they're not going to give up. They're going to keep pushing, and it's going to be even more crazy and outlandish, but hilarious.
Those are the kind of things that'll help save our democracy. You'll see.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, you guys. Will the administration start to go after YouTube and YouTube creators?
They're going to try, but it won't work.
Yeah, I don't see them being successful with that.
I don't think they'll come after us because we don't have enough subscribers, really. They might go after people with 800,000 or 1 million, like Midas Touch. They might try to make a rep on them. But Midas Touch has a lot of lawyers, and the more they try to go after Midas Touch, guess what? Midas Touch will not give up.
Well, right. And the thing is that they're trying to suppress our free speech. And, it's just going to lead to lawsuits. And I don't see the Supreme Court, when it's defined very clearly in the Constitution, overturning our right to protest and free speech. So
that's right.
I don't see it going anywhere.
Well, it's our right to peaceful assembly. That's what.
Yeah.
So that's how they can try to tap dance around it, but it's not. It's not. We have a right to peaceful assembly.
Yeah, I don't see them being successful with that.
Nor do I.
All right.
Here we go.
We already read that one.
Oh, we did? Okay. Mm-hmm. Devaluation of the dollar. Did we talk about that one?
Yeah, we already did. Yep.
Okay.
I have this one up here in the that starred. Is Trump going to send troops to Russia? I don't see that.
I don't see that. Somebody wants to know this, but I don't like to do readings on celebrities, but I just thought I'd put it up.
Can you do a quick reading on King Charles and Princess Kate? I feel like Kate's doing better, but I do feel Charles is still struggling with the cancer. I never felt Charles staying in there for long as king.
I never did either. In fact, I didn't even see him as king.
Yeah, so I agree.
It's not going to be. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but my feeling is Kate. They'll get her under control, but Charles, I don't think it's a super duper long time for him.
No, I agree. I would be surprised. He may make it till the end of 2025 in as king, and that's not to say that he passes and it's right away, but it could be just because he's battling so hard he steps down as king and William takes over. But I feel like it changed towards the end of this year or early 2026.
Okay.
How many political people, senators in Congress, get arrested for perjury? I have no idea.
I don't know, but I do see some members of the House under investigation.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's investigations, and I feel some of them being charged. I just don't know how many.
Bondi's not going to do anything, but my guides keep showing me that the same thing that happened to Attorney General John Mitchell under Nixon is going to happen to Pam Bondi under Trump. He was put in jail for obstruction of justice and huge obstruction of justice and for abuse of power. And that's exactly what's going to happen to Pam Bondi, in my psychic opinion.
Yeah.
And I will be applauding when it happens. I will be jumping up and down.
Do you see who do you think the next elected mayor of New York City is going to be? I was feeling it was going to be Cuomo, but I think Mondami is really onto it. They may try to. I mean, of course, all the billionaires in New York are going to. I mean, they're going to try to destroy him, but I see him doing well.
So do I, and I got a feeling he's going to win. I could be wrong, but I got a feeling he's going to win. Trump is going to try that BS with the National Guard in New York City. And the reason he's going to try that is because he's going to try to interfere with the election, but it won't.
We're already talking about it.
It won't work.
I threw a couple cards for Mondani. The people love him. This is partnerships and agreements. There has to be a bit of negotiation and from what he's proposing right now. So there's a give and take there, but I have a new beginning here. So I feel like he's got a really good shot if they don't steal it from him.
Well, they're going to try, but it won't work. If he tries that to take it over with the National Guard and it goes to the court, they're going to say, wait, you can't use that to determine the outcome of the election.
Mm-hmm.
You try it right around the election.
Yeah. Well, the thing is they're going to dump so much money into trying to smear him and dig into his life. Well, that's kind of the whistleblower card too.
But I'd say behind the scenes, who's working hard against Trump, and that's Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like Elon Musk, I pulled the Page of Swords, which I think would, Cuomo wouldn't be the Page of Swords because he's older.
Mm-hmm.
But look,
Mondami's on the younger side, so it could be a younger.
I think that represents Mondami because he's younger, and then I pulled the Devil.
So they're going to try to cheat.
Exactly, but they won't. But they won't succeed in cheating.
Yeah. I've been feeling better about Mondami. So.
And then I asked who would win, and I pulled the Knight of Swords, which is a darker-haired guy.
Mm-hmm.
And is that so? I think.
Well, he's also extremely intelligent and the innovator. He's got a strategy. He knows how to connect to people. So that's definitely sword-like energy.
And the more they go after him, strength, the more he's going to fight back.
I love it.
I think he's using that as a position to maybe try to run for a bigger office.
I definitely feel like he's a shining star in the party.
He is. Was he born here?
I don't know. I'm not necessarily picking up on president, but I think he'll be a huge part of this resistant movement. We're seeing a lot of people. I mean, not all of the Democrats and not enough yet, but we're seeing a lot of Democrats really meeting the moment and fighting back, like Bernie and Jasmine, AOC, Mondami.
There's a lot of them. They're going to stand up and be fighting back, big time. He was radicalized. Okay, so then he can't run for president.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wasn't picking up president.
But I can see him in the Senate. I can see him in some really high political spots. So, Okay, let's see. How's this one? We didn't touch on this one.
Oh, would David Jolly win as governor of Florida? He's a Democrat now. Let's take a look. I do feel like Florida's going to still be a bit hard before it goes back into the middle.
It's going to go purple. I mean,
I don't think it's going to happen the next election cycle.
I don't either. Because they're going to mess with the votes again. And Trump's got Mar-a-Lago there. But by the way, when I said Mar-a-Lago, my guy just showed me that Trump is going to lose Mar-a-Lago. I see it being taken out of his possession. I don't know if it's confiscated by the government or he bankrupts it or both. But he's going to lose it.
It's interesting. I threw a couple cards for David Jolly, and I do feel there's a lot of money coming in and a lot of momentum for his campaign. Typically, I would say yes with the Ace of Pentacles, which is like a new job, new offering. And like you said, maybe he's really the legitimate winner there. But I have the Moon card and the Death card here, which, there's secrets, there's things going on in the dark, which leads to an ending here. So, I mean, the Death card can mean a change, but I don't know. I'm not necessarily feeling it right now.
I pulled the Emperor.
You got the Emperor.
But that doesn't necessarily mean they win. But my light bulb went on, and I've got a feeling like there's people like Elon Musk behind the scenes that are going to be investing money to get rid of Satan.
Yeah, I feel like his career's over after his governor.
It is, but there's going to be a lot of cheating with that election in Florida. Look, deceit, all of that stuff. So I still see them going purple, but maybe not this election cycle.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's going to come more in the middle, but maybe 2028. Will DeSantis and his wife be charged for stealing?
Now say it right, it's to Satan.
I see investigations. I just don't know if I feel jail time for him or his wife, unfortunately.
I'm sorry, say again, Kevin.
I said I see a lot of investigations into him and his wife. I just not necessarily seeing jail. So, but I feel like his career is over after his governorship. Nobody's gonna want to go near him.
I have seen him indicted for years, and I couldn't figure it out. And this might be it, because they did, they'll have some excuse and try to finagle their way out of that 10 million.
Well, right. They'll come up with something. I mean, look at Rick Scott and his scams to Medicaid, and now he's a senator and didn't face any jail time. So,
well, I mean, the DOJ, once Bondi is gone in the future, I just see different parts of the DOJ being relegated to investigated into Satan and, crooked politicians and the Supreme Court. I mean, it's just going to be, where do we start? But
yeah, it's going to be a huge mess to clean up. But when Trump goes down, he's pulling that part of the party down with him.
Here's something that I find interesting that I didn't know that. I didn't think about it.
Oh, of course he's targeting cities with black mayors. And
of course.
Do we expect anything less?
Here's one.
What's going? Oh, this is a good one. What's going to happen with Melania Trump suing Hunter?
Can I do it? Can I do it in Italian?
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen.
I was telling Mel about this before we went live.
That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen.
Somebody asked Hunter if he wanted to apologize to her, and he said, "No, F that."
He's probably saying, "Bring it on." I mean, after all the stuff that MTG showed, supposedly him nude in Congress, on a screen and stuff like that, and all the stuff they tried against him and all of that, if anything, he's going to file lawsuits against them.
Yeah. Yeah, he said, bring it on.
I am really.
I don't see him backing down, but I don't see her being successful with. Well, first off, he didn't even say Epstein introduced them. He said a journalist said it. So he's not even saying that it was coming from him or that he's got proof of that. So he's just repeating what somebody else said. So
she doesn't have a leg to stand on, but she does what Donald told her to do. And that's, sue him for $1 billion. Well, she's not, it's not going to work. And look, this is her. She's going to walk away defeated. It's just, here again, divert, detract, distract, put stuff on the Bidens, and then Trump might try to do some investigation against Hunter Biden again, but that's not gonna work. Notice how they didn't say anything about Joe Biden pardoning Hunter, because what could they say? Because look at all the criminals that Trump has pardoned.
Oh, I'm sure they've talked smack about it, and his supporters don't care.
It didn't really go that big of public. I mean, Trump kept his mouth shut about it pretty much.
Yeah. Well, and I said all along I felt like Biden was going to pardon.
I know. Yeah, you did.
So, no, I see Hunter being fine. I don't really see this going anywhere. I was going to say something else, and it just in one ear, out the other.
Oh, here's a good one. Let's see. We haven't touched this one yet.
Do we see it happening tomorrow? I was getting a bit of a question mark, but I do feel it's going to happen. Earlier this week, I was kind of feeling Putin going back and forth about the meeting.
It's going to happen. I don't know how much will come out of it. That's the thing. but it will happen.
Yeah.
They're going to try to bully Ukraine into making a deal, and Zelensky's going to give them the middle finger. That's what I see coming.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel they're going to have a big falling out.
They
Maybe
are.
we don't see it publicly. Maybe it happens behind the scenes, but
No, it'll come. Look at this. I pulled the star. It'll come front.
I feel like we're going to have a whole weekend of big breaking news. It's going to be, and you know what show.
You know what? I've been saying for a long time as well that there's going to be a falling out between Putin and Citolini.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're picking up on something that tomorrow, that's when it begins. And look what else I pulled. The moon. That means secrets.
That's what I got this week when I was reading on it. I felt like Putin does something to embarrass Trump, and actually Trump grows a pair and kind of stands up to him. And then I got the secrets with the Epstein stuff. Putin's got all of that. Judgment, I had that in the tower. Yep.
And Putin would let that stuff go too. Don't kid yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a good one.
All right, we probably have time for one or two more because you said that you had to leave. Well, actually, I think you said that you had to leave 5 minutes till because you have a class, right?
Yeah, I've got a Spanish class. I'm feeling that UCLA is suing in court so that Trump can't cut their funding because they haven't done anything. And it'll go to SCOTUS. Notice how Trump always gets everything to SCOTUS really quick and everybody else has to wait.
Mm-hmm.
They should make him wait his turn.
Yeah.
I don't see Trump being successful in those cuts. I see UCLA winning on that. The same as Harvard will win. Any university that doesn't go along with what he wants, I'm going to cut your funding. That's discriminatory.
Yeah. Well, and he doesn't even appropriate the money for colleges and education, doesn't he? Doesn't that all get approved by Congress?
Yes, it does have to be approved by Congress.
Yeah. So he can't just cut stuff that's already been appropriated.
No, he doesn't have the power to do that.
Well,
he thinks he can do anything, but
exactly.
You know, Donald, well, there's a saying in the South where I come from. You think you can do anything? Think in one hand and urinate in the other one and see which one fills up the fastest.
No. I heard it done a little bit differently, but we won't go there.
I was polite.
I think you edited it, didn't you?
I was being polite about that. Don't want to go to jail.
Yeah, I think it would be good. All right, my friend. Are we wrapping up there for today?
Yes, we are.
All right. Well, thank you, Mel. It's always fun. I'm glad that you had a good trip to Hawaii and back. I look forward to our adventures here soon, and I'll have to let you know about next Thursday. I'm thinking I'll be good for it, but if that changes, I'll let you know. We'll do the following Thursday.
All right, you got it.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching. Please make sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, go over to Mel's channel, give him a thumbs up and subscribe as well. I will just say before we end, if anybody's interested in any healing Reiki energy, I'm going to be on Susan Lynn's channel, her Spiritual Way Shower channel, and we're going to talk about Holy Fire Reiki, and I can answer some of your questions, and then we're going to do a Holy Fire healing journey meditation, which will be a lot of fun. So,
does she have more than one channel?
She has 2 channels. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't even do one. I had her energy.
I know it's too much work. I just kind of condense it all into one when I do the Reiki or, personal readings. But so check that out. I have it posted on my community board. I do have some Reiki classes in October and November. All of that stuff's on my website, kevinlovingvibrations.com. And I do have openings for reading and Reiki appointments going into September. So, Mel, do you have anything going up that you want to?
Well, as I said, I've got one opening for Peru. It's going to be a lot coming. Let's see. Iceland is sold out. Benicia. If you're interested in Benicia, go to lindagrindle.com/events and scroll down to Benicia. And I think there's a few openings left, but it's pretty much sold out.
I was going to say, I felt like it was going to sell out quickly.
That's what I thought too. And so I think there's room for 60 people. And so check it out.
Yeah, you're going to have a great time.
Yeah, I've never been to Benicia. I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, I've got to
All
run.
right.
I've got to do my
Yep.
Spanish class.
Take care, everyone. Have a good night. Hang in there. All right. We'll see y'all next time.